This aircraft is the A380 serial number 1. It's the aircraft which we used for the development and certification tests of the A380 aircraft. On top, we also used it to test the engine on the A350. And now our plan is to take this aircraft and modify it into a hydrogen propulsion flight laboratory. Our ambition is to take this aircraft and add a stub in between the two rear doors at the upper level. That stub will have on the end of it a hydrogen-powered gas turbine, and inside the aircraft there will be hydrogen storage and hydrogen distribution, which will feed this engine with hydrogen. The aim of this flight laboratory will be to learn a huge amount about hydrogen propulsion systems in real ground and flight conditions. And this is key in enabling us to achieve our ambition of having a zero-emission aircraft in commercial service by 2035. We're now inside the main deck of the A380. You can see that this main deck looks very different than for an aircraft carrying passengers. That's because it's a flight test aircraft. Now what I'm going to show you over here is where we're going to install the liquid hydrogen tanks. They'll be located in around this position. They'll be surrounded by a hermetically sealed container, and the distribution system will take the liquid hydrogen from this location up to the engine, which I showed you would be located at the rear on the outside of the aircraft. You can see that this size of aircraft gives us a huge amount of flexibility in terms of what we want to install in the different locations. It's also an aircraft which will allow us to evolve the storage and distribution and propulsion system over time so that we can prepare for a commercial entry into service by 2035. There will be a huge amount of instrumentation and sensors around the hydrogen storage, distribution, and hydrogen engine. That data is going to be really important to allow us to learn about how these systems function in ground and flight conditions. That data will also be relayed back to the flight test station. This is one that we see here that will need to be adapted for the specific test that we are going to go through. That will allow the test engineers to operate the tests in real time during the flight. The data will also be transferred through telemetry into a ground test station where the data will be surveyed and the flight test will be managed. We're now in the cockpit. As you can imagine, the pilots have a hugely important role during the flight test campaign. So much so that, in fact, the cockpit will be slightly modified to manage and monitor the hydrogen propulsion system in flight. Over here, there'll be a throttle, which the pilots will use to change the amount of power which the engine, the hydrogen engine, will be operated at. And on top of that, there will be a display which will allow the pilots to monitor the different key parameters of the system during ground and flight operations. I think you can see that this flight test campaign, even on the aircraft, is going to be a lot of teamwork, requiring a lot of teamwork between pilots, flight test engineers, and ground stations. On top of that, there's going to be another level of teamwork required in order to deliver all of the equipment, all of the ground test benches and systems that are required for a successful completion. I'm really excited to be working with my colleagues at Airbus and all of the partners who are involved in achieving this ambition. It's a really important step for us on our journey to a zero-emission aircraft. And I'd like to thank everybody for their involvement so far and for their motivation to achieve the next steps.
Sunshine.
It's Lord's Day. Okay, Keegan.
Fucking overriding in the dark.
New waters for me, new waters for my coach. Like, we didn't really know what we were doing. We just treated it as any other big nasty race.
For the last 5 years,
20 laps has been the record.
You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's like, you know, the thing they say about 24-hour races, like, you know, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, it's like the police blotter, you know, like, and so you just got to be ready for whatever's going to happen.
Like, I don't think I've ever ran that fast, especially in bike shoes. But I took off, had one person kind of elbow me, had someone else step on my heel, and I was like, you know what, we're out of here. Like, I kicked it into like fear mode and just boosted. Mission accomplished. Like, I was like, all right, first box of this beast of a race is checked. Like, I didn't crash, I got to my bike, now we can start riding. But there was people like still running past, trying to like get to their bike, and you're trying to weave around them, and like people were pointing like bike rear over here, and it was just like mass chaos. I was kind of looking for Taylor and Timone, and 'cause I knew those guys were like the big, you know, the other solo guys I had to watch out for, and we were all kind of marking each other because you want to keep them in check. You don't want like another one of your competitors to get on a group ahead and be going faster than you, and you lose a couple minutes like the first few laps, you know, just because you weren't mentally paying attention. So.
Fuck yes! My blind punch. I knew it, dude. Maverick. Woo!
Looking composed.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
very composed.
Yes.
Chugged that monster from TJ. That was actually, I saw that. I was like, I'm gonna drink that right now. I need this. I need a little boost, a little caffeine, a little sugar. Get me rolling again.
Leg warmers?
No, arm warmers or long sleeves.
When's the fuck the sun gonna rise?
Like, time was just gone. Time was irrelevant. Like, there was light, there was dark, there was light. Like, I was in between then, like, just rolling.
He is really the person that will take down the record and will move the needle for us going forward. And I think maybe the chase begins. You know, maybe it becomes an object of desire for the endurance community.
It's almost the pinnacle of gnarliness. Maybe there's some other gnarly things out there, like Colorado Trail or ZT or whatever, but I think this is one of the gnarlier things you can do on a bike because you have support, so you can go pretty hard, but it's a long time, man. Like, that was a lot, and I'm glad I did it, but I don't know if I need to do it again or not.
So, how you feel?
Pretty buckled.
You want to pull that?
You're having a good time.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Lisa. We got you.
How's it going out there?
Dude, we're having a fucking good time.
Spotting an opportunity is something I've always had, and fortunate enough to have people that have opened doors for me. I often get asked, how did I become a milliner? This comes from quite a creative background, cutting up my clothes, studying fashion. I used to be the stylist with everything on the head. I am a maker. Milliners are makers. If you look at milliners across the world, they do really radical things. The COVID pandemic has really affected our business. We had to scale down drastically. We had to reinvent a product, we had to create masks, we had to learn to really adapt and keep wheels turning. We just had to do it because if we didn't try it, we would never have known. It is beautiful. Everybody's bringing out every single talent they have. Really, we were pushed to go into a new space and be very innovative. And I think that opens all these doors of opportunity and really looking at local, looking who's around us. Who do I want to support? It has so much power where your money goes. And I think that opens doors for everybody around you to support all of them. It has a whole domino effect.
April 9th, 1865. The American Civil War effectively ends after 4 years and more than 500,000 deaths. Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrenders his forces to Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia. 2003. Iraqis celebrate the collapse of Saddam Hussein's regime in the capital, Baghdad. They topple a statue of their longtime dictator just weeks after the U.S.-led invasion of Iraq. 1959. NASA announces the first 7 astronauts for America's space program, a group dubbed the Mercury 7. 1939. In Washington, African-American singer Marian Anderson performs at the Lincoln Memorial. That happens after the Daughters of the American Revolution ban Anderson from singing at their headquarters because of her race. And 2005.
That we may grow together in love and peace all the days of our life.
Prince Charles, heir to the British throne, marries his longtime love, Camilla Parker Bowles. She takes the title Duchess of Cornwall and not Princess of Wales, the title held by Charles' first wife, the late Princess Diana. Today in history, April 9th. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,